This is the week we find out what this USC team is going to end up being remembered for. This year is beyond saving in totality, but we still do have a chance of running the table and feeling really good about things heading into 2025. Will USC get their first true road win of the season? Or will we drop another conference game and risk this season spinning out of control? It's USC, it's Washington, game preview number 9. Let's go. What's up, guys? My name is Gabe and welcome back to the Trojan Blade. Welcome back to a brand new video. Happy Halloween, everybody. This is the Washington game preview. It's nice to have a little bit of familiarity with a conference opponent. The Maryland and Rutgers of the world are still hard for me to associate with conference opponents. But yeah, Washington is a familiar foe, a program that I have a lot of respect for. Really wish I was able to make this trip up to Seattle for this one. But I am very excited to talk some ball with you guys today. If you are enjoying the videos, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We are pushing on forward to 10K here on the channel, so super stoked to hit that major milestone. Can't thank you guys enough for the support. Let's get into this. All right, so let's dive in here and meet the Washington Huskies. The head man in Seattle is, of course, Jedd Fisch, one of my favorite coaches in the entire country. Massive fan of his. Me and Tim Prangley were talking about this, and he doesn't really feel like a Washington coach for some reason. I really thought he was a perfect fit at U of A. But man, considering how absolutely depleted this roster was at the end of last year, I'd actually say Coach Fisch has done a tremendous job over there at UW. Yeah, they're 4-4, but they've been a lot more competitive than I thought they'd be at the start of the season. Another factor for this game before we meet the Husky offense is going to be the weather. It's changed like 3 times in the last 2 days, but it's looking like mid to high 40s at kick with rain in the forecast as well. And I know some people might be concerned with that, but I think it'll actually allow us to run the ball more, and maybe Lincoln just gives the ball to Woody and Q 15 times plus. But let's meet the aforementioned Husky offense. Will Rogers is the man behind center, one of the most experienced quarterbacks in all of college football. He's seen everything. He's played in a lot of big games over the course of his career. He's accurate, he's on time, he can navigate the pocket well. And man, he's not some check down Charlie either. He's not afraid to let it fly downfield to one of his guys. If you're looking for an area of weakness though, his decision making is really off at times. Some ugly interceptions. And man, if you can hit him early, it can throw him off for the entire game. He does not like to be hit at all. So I'd look for Danton Lynn to dial up a few extra pressures in the early possessions of this game. But the guy that really concerns me on this Husky offense is 6'4" sophomore wideout Denzel Boston. This guy is a contested catch monster. And as we know, when the opposing team has one player that we all know is the main target and we shouldn't let him beat us, we usually let that guy have a career day. So I am very worried about this matchup. He's got speed, a great down the field receiver. He's super physical. He can high point the football. He can break tackles after the catch. He's a very good blocker as well. Already 9 touchdowns on the year, just a massive weapon for them and someone we need to highlight, circle, whatever phrase you want. Do not let Boston beat you. Giles Jackson is another really solid wideout that gets catches in bunches, a big chain mover for the Husky offense. Offensive line wise, this is not the 2023 Washington Huskies. They don't block the run well. They give up a lot of interior pressures. I'm actually looking for Devin Tompkins to have one of his best games as a Trojan in this one. I really like his speed and strength going up against these interior UW guys. But overall for the offense, they're going to sling it around the field. It looks like our secondary will be back to being healthy, and God knows we're going to need all of those guys this week. We're also all going to need to head over to PrizePicks.com to play the #1 daily fantasy sports app. That's right, shout out to PrizePicks for sponsoring today's video. This is by far the most fun I've had with any fantasy sports site. And guys, it's even better now because you can get a guaranteed $50 once you play $5 in lineups. Just head over to PrizePicks.com and use my code BLADE. Here's what I'm rolling with this week. I really think Ohio State's going to put a beat down on Penn State, so I have Will Howard to have more than 1.5 passing touchdowns. Also have Emeka Egbuka to have more than a half a touchdown on the ground or in the air. Really think Taylon Green is going to blow by that 38.5 rushing yards against Ole Miss. And Cam Ward loves him some Xavier Restrepo, so for sure looking for him to catch a touchdown in that game against Duke as well. Again, guys, you get a guaranteed $50 once you play $5 in lineups, an absolutely phenomenal deal. Just make sure you sign up with my code BLADE. Again, thank you so much, PrizePicks. Now let's talk about this Husky defense. Alrighty, so rankings-wise, this is the #1 defense in the country in passing yards allowed, only giving up an average of 123 a game. This is also the number 41 ranked red zone defense, the number 23 scoring defense, only allowing about 19 points a game. We're also looking at the number 71 ranked rush defense and the number 6 overall total defense. And after watching a few of their games, that lines up with what I first thought. The game plan here is so simple for SC. In fact, it's so simple, I kind of think we're not going to do it at all, because whenever something is glaringly obvious, it seems like this coaching staff just doesn't do it. But please run the damn ball. If Quentin Joyner only has 3 carries again, I'm going to lose my shit. This is a run defense that can be had. We just have to do it. It's going to be cold. The stadium's going to be loud. Miller has proven to not play well in hostile venues outside the neutral site win over LSU. We have to pound the ball and really take the crowd out of it. Coach Rowe over at LAFB brought up how Lincoln admitted how he underestimated how loud it was going to be in Salt Lake and Corvallis. I really hope he doesn't underestimate another West Coast school, because that stadium's going to be rocking in this one. I am a little worried about Miller Moss going into this game. This is a very good pass defense. They can get after the quarterback. And again, Miller's inconsistency on the road in those hostile environments is very worrisome going into Husky Stadium. Obviously one of the most hostile stadiums in the entire country. That mixed with the weather, please just run the ball, Lincoln. Let's get 20 touches for Woody, 15 touches for Q. Our offensive line is built for the run game. Let's let them go out there and do it. All right, but now let's head over to G's Keys and then we'll get into the score predictions. All right, so key number 1 for the offense is ball security. It's going to be cold. It's going to be wet. Hang on to that ball. We cannot have another Quentin Joyner fumble and then we don't see him for the rest of the game. Let's take care of the rock. That'll obviously be a great factor to our success in this one. Key number 2, just talked about it. Run the ball. Very simple. For the defense, key number 1, get off the field. We saw last week we had big time struggles on 3rd and 4th down. Can't have that on the road. Can't have that against a quality Washington team. When you get them to 3rd and long or even 3rd and medium, stop them and get off the field. And key number 2, we talked about it earlier, hit the quarterback. Will Rogers does not like contact. He can really start to be timid. He can start to shy away from those hits, and that affects everything he does. So hit him early, hit him often, really get into his head in this one. All right, but those were G's Keys. Now let's talk about the score prediction. Okay, so this is one I have zero read on. I do not know what to expect. Last time I saw USC was favored by 2. I think that line started at 3. It's starting to creep down a little bit. But yeah, I don't trust this USC team, especially on the road, especially in a hostile environment. We haven't seen them have to play in the weather yet, or even in the cold. So I am going to pick USC to win. I'm going to say 28-24, but man, I really do not feel good about it. I'm not confident heading into this game. I don't think we're going to lose. I'm kind of in some middle ground where I really just don't know what to expect. But of course, I want to hear from you guys. What are your score predictions? Please let me know down below. If you guys did happen to enjoy this game preview, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for all the continued support. You're all awesome. And as always, take care and fight on. Beat the Huskies.